Hello everyone, and once again welcome back to my channel Server Gyan. My name is Dr. Lokendra Singh, and today, as you see, that we are going to discuss about most demanding skills in IT industry, especially IT software industry. We are going to talk about. So many people are confused that when they are looking for a new job, so what particular tool or component they should be looking for, right? So, as per Naukri Plus suggestions, and the particular findings done by them and the particular analytics done by Naukri team. So they have published some sort of like these results, key results which they have published. We are going to discuss about that. So these are 10 tools which are really most required within IT industry as of today, and these are with high demand, and obviously the demand is increasing gradually. So the very most demanding technology as of today is Kubernetes. As you see the graph here, so it is increasing by 206.5%. Now what the Kubernetes is? So Kubernetes is an open source container orchestration system for automating computer application deployment, scaling and management. If you are not aware of what the Kubernetes is, so you must have heard of Docker. So all the Docker containers can be managed and can be orchestrated with the help of Kubernetes. Now second thing here is Redux. So the growth is 109.7%. So this is going to be an open source JavaScript library. This is used for managing application state, right? Then after, it is most commonly used with libraries such as React or Angular for building user interfaces. When you talk about UI, it means user interface where users are coming and they are performing operations, where they are clicking. So that sort of like interfaces are managed with Redux. Then after we have Docker. So if you talk about Docker, so even the growth is increasing day by day. So even it is on 95%, right? So Docker is a set of platform as a service product that uses OS level virtualization to deliver software packages called containers. So this is Docker. Even the demand of Docker is also increasing very rapidly. You can in order to understand Kubernetes, first of all you should be having very good hands-on and the particular understanding of Docker container, like what container is, what are the major components of container, what is Docker file, what is Docker compose. Now what is how do we access network here, how do we manage network here. So these sort of things you should be knowing in order to go for Kubernetes. So Docker is going to be the very first stage, or you can call this prerequisite of learning Kubernetes, right? When we talk about AWS, so Amazon Web Services and Azure both are almost at same level. So this is like we cannot see really huge difference here, but still AWS is increasing with high speed, right? So even the fourth component in IT industry job is known as AWS. So Amazon Web Service is subsidiary of Amazon, which is going to provide you on-demand cloud computing services. As and when you want, you can require, you can create your infrastructure, and when you are not using, you can shut it down. So obviously, like this is going to work as pay as you go, right? Same thing goes with Microsoft Azure. So this is a subsidiary of Microsoft. So even this is increasing very fast. Even 86% growth is good enough, right? Then after we have Kafka. So what Kafka is? So Kafka is a software developed by Apache organization, and this is a framework implementing a software bus using stream processing. So if you have to manage and if you have to provide real time data for processing, so at that moment you are going to use Apache Kafka for that, right? In fact, we have one more one more software we have provided from the side of Apache only, that is Apache Pulsar, but still that is not in that much demand. But yes, if we talk about Apache Kafka, that is in demand, and that is why that is capped on number 6 here. So 79.1% growth is there, which you can easily see here. Then after we have DevOps. So this is a buzz in market. So DevOps is a set of practices in order to automate the software development and the IT operations. Whenever you are doing development, you need to deploy software onto your different environment. It could be development, it could be test, UAT, SIT, pre-prod, and production environment. So in order to automate that sort of that sort of process, that you should not be getting involved each and every time whenever there is a developer going to make commit within their source code management tool. So DevOps is going to be responsible in order to perform that sort of activity, to automate that sort of task, right? So that is known as DevOps. DevOps is not a tool or technology, that is just a methodology. So multiple tools are included in that. In fact, if you are talking about DevOps profile, so even like these are the tools like Kubernetes, Docker, AWS, Azure, Kafka, Ansible. So these tools are going to be inside your DevOps, right? Because DevOps is not a tool. DevOps is just a methodology, right? So in order to become a DevOps, you will have to learn like Kafka, not from the developer perspective, but yes, from the side of admin perspective, in order to set it up, in order to ensure high availability, in order to ensure that data is not getting corrupted. So this sort of thing you will have to learn if you want to become a DevOps, right? So Ansible, Docker, AWS, Kubernetes, these are going to be tools which are going to be really, really helpful for you in order to become a DevOps, right? When we talk about Ansible, so Ansible is a particular tool that, obviously all the tools whatever we are talking about here is these are open source, right? So Ansible is an open source software provisioning, configuration management and application deployment tool enabling infrastructure as code. So if you want to provision your infrastructure, if you want to do deployment, if you want to ensure that your infrastructure is up and running all the times, fine. So in fact you can use Ansible for that, because this is going to be work as maybe configuration management tool. Maybe you can use Ansible for patching your operating system, and some sort of deployment even you can trigger with the help of Ansible. So you will have to write Ansible playbooks, and after that you will schedule them or whatever stuff you want based on your requirement. So that will be done there, right? Then after we have Apache Spark on number 9. So even the demand of Apache Spark is increasing gradually. So this is increasing at the rate of 51.8%. So this is also one open source tool, and this particular tool is used as analytics engine for large scale data processing. Apache Spark has capability to process with multiple data types, right? In fact, it can work with Hadoop and like multiple components of AWS as well. It supports, like if you have very large amount of data, then you can run Apache Spark in order to do analytics operations there. Finally, not the last but at the list, we have React.js. Obviously, this is a Java library, JavaScript library it is. So this is an open source tool. This is used to develop front-end application. This is based on Java library, and this is being used for building user interface components, like front-end, what we call it, right? So that is it for this video, guys. Thank you so very much for watching. Have a good time and happy learning. If you have any questions, so these are the stats which are published from the side of Naukri. So I thought of sharing this thing with you. If you find this information useful, so please do like, share and subscribe to my channel. And if you have any further questions, so feel free to get in touch with me via comments, and I'll be happy to assist you on that. Thank you so very much. Have a good time and happy learning.